Welcome back to December in Ohio, and as you can see outside, it's 30 degrees and snowy and nasty, so we have retired to the inside in comfy sweaters. Today we're going to talk about something that I did this year, and that was purchase my first Ferrari. And I kind of want to talk about the California and the reasons that I switched from being a Porsche guy to actually being a Ferrari guy, and why I think the car that I chose would maybe benefit some people out there. So I chose a Ferrari California, and before all the Ferrari people go crazy on me, Ferrari purists, I think the California is a great car, and this is why I'm going to explain to it. So I came out of the Porsche world, and in the Porsche world, the 911s had back seats. Not usable, but usable for me. I have a 7-year-old. So one of the key things to me was I needed to have somewhat of a back seat because I'm not going to enjoy it by myself. I have my daughter most of the time with me. I needed some place for my daughter and or my daughter's friends to sit. So let's go over to California and see maybe reason number one why I chose the California, which has nothing to do with performance. The California back seats, they're there. They fit a younger child, a smaller adult, but a younger child.
Right. And these seats are all the way back. That's why there is actually room for a human back there.
You can put a human back there, which was number one for me. My budget needed to be under $130,000. So at under $130,000, I had choices in Ferraris, again, 430s, 360s, 355s. I could go on and on that I had choices for, but I wanted to try to get a more modern Ferrari. Number two on my checklist for the California was the dual clutch transmission. This transmission inside of the car is just absolutely amazing. We've talked about dual clutch transmissions before, but to me, the dual clutch transmission was absolutely a must with the Ferrari. And when it came to Ferraris and it came to keeping under $130,000, there was only really one choice I had, which was the Ferrari California. Now, I could have gotten a higher mileage Ferrari FF, understandable. I really wanted a convertible. I wanted a convertible, it was almost a must. It needed to be a convertible because I wanted to hear the car. So number 3 or 4 when choosing a California for me was how I fit inside of it. So I'm not a small guy, as I'm sure many of you have seen. So when I get inside of it, it's absolutely comfortable. The sitting position is comfortable for me. Everything is let's just say in a way that I don't feel crammed. Where in the 355, when I sat in the 355, I feel crammed. I feel there isn't enough headroom. I feel that the leg room isn't sufficient for me. So inside of the California, I think is where the car again shines. It has the modern infotainment system. It has the modern dashboard. And of course, the only reason that anybody wants to start buying a Ferrari is the sound, which it has. One of the bonus things that I got when I got to California that I really never thought that I was going to, let's just say, care about, is the hardtop convertible. So I love the profile of this car, but the profile of this car with the top closed, I think is amazing, and how quickly this hardtop puts itself together. It's quick. And when the hardtop's up, this car is by all means it's a coupe. And I never really thought of it like that because I never really saw California with its roof up. Most people have it down, and I can't lie, we have it down mostly when I have mine. But with the roof up here recently in Ohio, it's gotten colder. I drove this car all the way up until about 2 weeks ago because it had a hardtop roof, because it felt like a coupe. So that wasn't the other benefit of this car. On the other side, having owned it for a little over a year now, maintenance has been nothing. I've changed the oil. I've replaced the tires because the tires were date coded. They were old. They needed to be replaced. Other than that, I've had an absolute worry-free experience with the Ferrari, and I got to enjoy it as a Ferrari, and I drove it like I drove my Porsche. I put over 6,000 miles on the car in the summer. That's a lot, that's a lot for, let's just say, for any Ferrari guy, but it was a lot for me, but I enjoyed it that much, and I was able to use it that much because of the interior space, because of the backseat availability for my daughter and my niece or my daughter's friends, and the fact that it was just so comfortable. The car was a very comfortable car. It's very much a Grand Touring car. Is it going to tear up a track like my 911 Turbo? No, absolutely not. Is it going to beat my 911 Turbo in a quarter mile? No, absolutely not. Does it do everything my 911 Turbo did before I got rid of it? Yes, it did. Did it do everything my C63S did before I got rid of it? Yeah, it does. And it does it in a Ferrari, which is amazing. So for anybody that's considering a Ferrari and they think that, well, if I can't have a 458, I don't want anything. Believe me, I was there. I told myself, if I'm going to buy a Ferrari, it's going to be a 458. Well, to get yourself into the Ferrari world, the California is a great bridge to a 458. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not going to get a 458. I'm already planning on getting a 458. But owning a California pushed me even harder towards the 458 realm. So for $130,000 to $100,000, Ferrari V8, dual clutch transmission, modern tech, hardtop convertible. I mean, you really can't get a better formula than that. So we're going to try to bring you some more things. We just thought we'd stop off and view something that I really thought that I would have never owned in my life because I was never a Ferrari guy. So if you have any questions, by all means, look me up, ak@mgmsl.com is my email, Arthur the Car Guy on Instagram, or you visit our website, marshallgoldman.com, and you can see a selection of Californias that we do have. So until next time, stay warm. We're going to try, and we'll see you.